The topic of my speech is China's capital market, DVP reform, and the practice of T+1 DVP. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm truly honored to be here today to share the insights of the latest developments in our markets and discuss the potential industry trends. I'm sure many of you are aware of the delivery versus payment DVP reform China initiated on December 26, 2022. This transition made China the pioneer in adopting a T+1 DVP system. Now, I'm eager to deliver into the progress of this DVP reform today. Firstly, allow me to introduce the China Securities Depository and Clearing Corporation, commonly known as the CSDC, established on March 30, 2001. CSDC plays a pivotal role in China's financial market infrastructure. As stipulated by the securities law, CSDC wears 4 hats. It acts as a central counterparty, that is CCP, and a central securities depository, CSD, and a central registrar, and the fourth, securities settlement system, SSS. Moreover, all securities traded on the national exchanges, including Shanghai Exchange, Shenzhen Exchanges, and the National Equity Exchange and quotations must be deposited with the CSDC. Over the years, CSDC has developed a diverse range of services. These include securities account management, securities registration, securities deposit, securities settlement, and asset management. CSDC provides solid support for the steady operation and robust growth of China's capital market. Reflecting on global trends, every capital market worldwide tailors its settlement system to fit local realities and conventions, continuously evolving in response to the market shifts. China's capital market is no different. It is long been dominated by individual investors who make up the vast majority of the country's securities market. As for the March 2023, there were over 216 million investors in China, with individual investors representing more than 99% of that number. Given this market structure, we implement the ex-ante risk management measures to ensure a security environment for securities delivery and money settlement. These measurements include a trade front-end monitoring system to protect against the risk of net short setting, and a third-party fund custody system to prevent securities companies from misusing their clients' settlement funds, and a full margin system in brokerage trading to safeguard against overbuying risks. Those arrangements in the brokerage trading effectively achieve the same outcome as a DVP model in terms of principal risk prevention, contributing to the steady operation of China's capital market for years. However, as CSDC, we are constantly striving for the improvement. Therefore, we launched the DVP reform to enhance principal risk management in our growth in preparatory and custodial business, and to better facilitate the opening up of China's capital market. This move also aligns with the 2017 FSAP's recommendation that China should adopt full DVP in CSDC. At the outset, CSDC laid down 3 fundamental principles to meet the needs of both domestic and foreign stakeholders. Firstly, our commitment lies in sticking to the bedrock principles of DVP. This involves making the delivery of securities and the receipt of cash mutually conditional, thereby effectively reducing principal risks. Secondly, we look to global practice, deeply analyzing and comparing the 2 most prevalent models, retaining securities disposal rights after delivery, and securities delivery contingent on cash payment. Finally, our objective is to drive this reform forward in a cost-effective manner with minimal market impact, while respecting the history and the current state of China's capital market. As we devised our reform plan, we sought the input of 262 market institutions, both domestic and foreign. These included securities firms, custodian banks, fund managers, TOVs, and insurance asset management companies. We also consulted with experts and renowned scholars from around the globe, including those from IMF and exchanges, to evaluate our proposed changes. With their valuable insights fully integrated, we decided to implement the model of retaining securities disposal rights after delivery for the reform. This approach ensures a mutual dependence in the exchange of securities and cash by introducing a tagging system and optimize default management measurements. This system, which I will explain in more detail later, are implemented while maintaining existing trading and settlement practice. The reform hangs on 3 central points. First, at the end of the trading day, if the net buying practice does not provide sufficient funds, CSDC, we will still transfer the securities into its account, but will nonetheless tag the part with outstanding receivables. This signifies that the tagged securities are still in the settlement process and cannot be used by anyone. Second, we've established 4 settlement batches at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 16 o'clock on T+1, respectively. Once sufficient funds are posted in any batch, the tax will be removed to complete the settlement. Last, we have optimized the cash default management mechanism. Participants who fail to provide enough cash by 16 on T+1 will be defaulted. They must select securities that are equivalent to the default amount from those previously tagged on trade day and declare them to CSDC for disposal by a certain time. If they fail to make the declaration, or if the declared securities don't cover the default amount, CSDC has the right to earmark its proprietary securities and the securities tagged on the trade day for disposal. If the defaulting participant posts enough funds by T+2, CSDC will return the securities earmarked for the disposal on T+1. Otherwise, CSDC has the right to transfer these securities to a designated default management account for disposal on T+3. With these arrangements, the settlement system in China's capital market measures up to the requirements of DVP model, marking the official launch of DVP settlement model in China. The market has witnessed steady operation and positive response since the implementation of DVP reform. The following three key results are achieved. First, China becomes the first country to adopt T+1 DVP settlement model in its capital market, advancing both the safety and efficiency of securities settlement. As several markets across the globe, including the US, UK, Canada, already are considering or conducting the shortening of the settlement cycle, T+1 DVP is gaining the momentum. China's DVP reform enhanced settlement safety in an all-around way, while keeping its leading position in settlement efficiency. Second, CSDC's capability to guide against principal risk of settlement system is remarkably enhanced. The reform establishes a linkage between the securities leg and cash leg, and introduces interim and ex-post risk control measures to complement existing ex-ante measurements. The implementation of the DVP model in China's capital market effectively curbs principal risk in the settlement. Third, the reform effectively manages the liquidity risk of the settlement system. By introducing 4 settlement batches per trading day, participants can now complete settlement earlier due to the increased flexibility on cash delivery time. This is a significant improvement over the single settlement batch per trading day we had prior to the reform. In addition, CSRC, that is our regulatory body, released the Circular on Domestic Securities Depository and Clearing Measurements for QFII and RQFII to invest the Chinese market, officially incorporating QFIs into the DVP reform. As a result, when it comes to the QFI business, CSDC now retains the depository right to the securities equivalent to the amount of cash default instead of 120% of the default amount. This move is welcomed by international investors, as it released a positive signal for them to participate in the Chinese A-share market. While my speech today has mainly focused on DVP reform. I'm proud to say that there are many more major reforms and opening up projects rolled out in China's capital market, including the Shanghai, Shenzhen, Hong Kong Stock Connect, the issuance of depository receipts, that is DR, and the registration-based IPO system reform. However, none of this would have been achieved without the support of international experts and related institutions. As such, please allow me to express my sincere gratitude to all of you on behalf of CSDC. I look forward to enhancing communications and cooperation with you so as to facilitate your understanding of and investment of China's capital market. I believe that together we can promote the continuous improvement of global financial infrastructures and build a better future. Thank you.